baggy. When I say baggy,
That's
baggy,
on my slimness.
it could fit. Manang, it could fit a whole another human James in those pants. Those pants were big. He looked like a farmer from the garden. And the way he was standing, anyway, I don't want to stand up and do. He was like this.
That's a signal.
But yeah, I shared it with my mom. I remember my sister was there for moral support. Because
And you guys called me after.
my heart was about to get out, and all my friends were like in the background together with James.
In a Zoom.
After Christ, he is my ultimate human, and so there's no other person that I would love to spend more time than with him. Hello guys, my name is Dretty.
And my name is James.
And this is the Authentic
Adventist Home.
Okay, so today we are continuing on our love story. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Let us know in the comments if you are enjoying the love story, and is it interesting? What are you learning? Would love to know. And also like and subscribe and share so that your friends can as well watch and enjoy the video.
Yeah,
right?
And don't forget to click that. Is it the
notification?
The bell,
yeah, the notification
so that
button.
You can see like new
receive
videos.
more updates. Yeah, because this love
have
story is amazing. Okay. Anyway, and we're giving all the details here. Like, we're not keeping anything from you. As we said, we are the Authentic Adventist Home, and there's no authenticity without everything being given out. Okay, so the last time, where did we end?
Yeah, so we ended where I could not keep the love to myself. What I was feeling inside, so I had to bring it out, right? Yeah, so I ended up telling her that I love her.
And I also told you I love you.
Yeah.
And we confessed our love to one another. It was such a beautiful moment.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But anyway, so now that, if you haven't watched, by the way, there will probably be a link here. There is a part 1 and part 2 to that story. Make sure you go and watch them or rewatch them, to remind yourself of everything.
Yeah.
And we have videos coming in every Sunday. So make sure you stay tuned. Every Sunday, there will be a new video coming out. Anyway, so now let's continue with kind of where we left off.
Yeah.
So we've told each other I love you. Now it's it's real. It's real. There's nothing being hidden. I can no longer feel the heartbeats boom boom boom.
Yeah.
Feel them beating alone. We
and
can beat.
My burden has been lifted.
I know. So we're both now, and remember, guys, by the way, one thing that I want to say for anyone who just started watching from now and you just want to continue. Our love story went by so fast, so quickly. So I don't want you guys comparing things, because please also compare what happened, right? It was within a few weeks, but a lot happened within those few weeks. It wasn't like the usual length of dating or courtship that usually happens. Like, hours went by
very quickly.
Yeah. So. And remember, he confessed his love to me basically after our first date, after the first time that he came to visit. But before that, we had several conversations. We had talked a lot about, what we wanted to do, our goals. Yeah. Everything had to align, and however much God had told me this is my husband, and God had told him I am his wife, we still had to do investigation,
and to confirm this.
To confirm it, and we had to pray about it. So one of the things that we started actually doing that I think we may have forgotten is doing immediately after we confessed love to each other is praying together.
Doing devotion.
Yeah, doing devotions together, because as in a family that stays together is a family that prays together.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, if you pray together,
You
end up
stay
staying
together. Yeah, so we started praying together, doing daily devotions together, and it was such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, the time that I fell in love with him the most was when we were on our knees.
Devotions are so intimate.
They are.
right?
They are. Like having the love of God, like having the three of you, like God, you and me,
Yeah.
the three of us together is just it's one of the most intimate times ever. So I remember I really loved that.
Me
But-
too.
Yeah. But anyway, that week after that week of you confessing, I think the next week or something like that, what happened?
Yeah. So actually, let me just give a quick background. So, I mean, we had seen each other. You know,
Yeah.
I'd come to Ottawa. I went back, and you know, we had started missing each other. And she told
And
me
you
that.
guys, that missing was too much.
Yeah, it was too much. She had told me that, you know what? Actually, me and my friend, we were planning to come and visit Toronto,
Yeah.
and it was like a month away, right?
Yeah.
And then week one passed. Week two, that second week, I could not hold it any longer. You know, I was like, man, I cannot. Like,
cannot.
I just have to see her once again.
Yeah.
So I just told her, you know what? I'm coming to Ottawa again.
Yeah. And I actually had something that I was organizing, so I decided to
Yeah.
bring my friends together. So
Actually, that was the thing.
yeah, so I brought my friends together so that they could meet him and get to know him, because me, let me tell you guys, I had decided in my mind this was my husband. Now remember, keep in mind, the only person who knew him was my one friend, Nikki. Okay,
Yeah.
that's her name, Nikki, my maid of honor. Everybody else had no clue about him. And they used to see again these WhatsApp calls, these statuses we post, and they're like, "Who is
this
this?
mystery guy."
This mystery person?" So I remember, especially Elena will be watching this. My friend Lena, when she when I remember when I told her, okay, there's this guy whom we're serious about, she was so skeptical, and her overthinking. She was like, she interviewed me. I remember we went shopping that day together when we bought your winter jacket. Whoo, girl blew me with questions until I just poured my heart out to her, and she was like, okay. Because my friends are the types of friends who keep you in check. They are not just going to allow you to be like, my friends are like my family, to be honest. And I remember I told my other friends as well, and at first they were not welcoming him. They were like, how can he just come and just, no, this is too quick, this is what. So that's why we decided that time when he came, we were going to share our love story fully to them, at least to that point. And to be honest, when we shared that love story, so we had like a dinner together at one of my other friends' home. And my parents hadn't yet known, actually by now, they hadn't yet known about our relationship, because we were just like a few days in the relationship. We're still new. And but then they had met him, and then we even like we cooked together. James came from Mississauga.
So let me also say my part, like in Mississauga and what was happening. So she had told me that she really loves chapati, and that day I was to cook chapati, and I had not made chapati for the longest time. So I went
had to practice.
I went and bought flour, and I came back and I made chapati. I made, and I was like, at least
now you've got the game. And also, how did your friends react to? Because I know it wasn't just my friends that were reacting to the whole new girl.
Oh, yeah. So,
new guy
so on that end, on that side, like on my side, my friends were like, some of them, especially the older ones, like my age mates, they were fine because I mean everyone was looking for a girlfriend.
Eh.
Everyone wanted someone, right? So they were like,
Yeah.
man, you are lucky.
And plus, guys, we have an age gap of 9 years in
Mhm.
between us. So for me, I'm kind of like young. I was 19 by then. Yeah, now you know my age. You can
Yeah.
calculate. So I was 19 by then, and everyone was like, "Okay, we know you're mature, but still, we can't just allow you to go like that, you know." But for him, everyone even wanted him in a relationship.
Yeah, but some of my friends,
Yeah.
though I'll explain this later, where people started asking me, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" But we'll get to that
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Not at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I prepared, and I remember even my car, it had an issue. I remember the door could not even close properly.
We were actually on a phone call that day because he was leaving. No, that was the day you were moving though.
Yeah,
Even I think that day.
even that day
Yeah.
we were on a call because it was on a Friday, and you know Friday is preparation day for
Yeah,
Sabbath. So
yeah.
I had to arrive very, very early, like in
Yeah.
the morning, so that
Yeah.
we can have time to cook
To
beforehand.
cook, yeah. So he arrived, we cooked, we had such a blast with our friends there.
Yeah.
Oh my, we told our story. But our friends came on Sabbath. Some of my friends got to meet him that day, and I remember Lena really loved him. She was like, "Okay, now I see why you fell in love with him." You know, she loved him. She calls him James the King.
Mhm.
That's her name. I know, Lena, if you're watching, you're enjoying this. But yeah, and then my other friends got to meet him on Saturday. And by the way, maybe we'll put a picture here. My friends who were there for that first time, most of them were the same people who ended up becoming our bridesmaids
Yeah.
and our
Yeah,
groomsmen.
yeah.
So yeah,
That
it was such a beautiful thing because they are like family to us, and it was really important. They were like my brothers and sisters in Christ. They are my brothers and sisters in Christ, and they were the ones keeping me in check and everything. So it was important that they meet him. They got to know our love story,
Yeah.
and he became like family.
Yeah, and actually
Yeah.
this time I didn't have to rent an inn or
Yeah.
anything, you know.
Yeah.
I spent that weekend in one of the friends.
Yeah,
And it was so good.
it was such a great
Yeah,
thing.
and you might be wondering, this guy is just moving around anyhow. On a Friday, he just wakes up and moves. Trust me, I did not have a job.
He didn't have a
Yeah,
job,
so
so yeah.
since September, like 2 months before, because this was November.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job. I was still looking for a job, so I could move around freely.
Yeah, freely, which was amazing. We
Yeah,
needed that time.
which was so good. And
Yeah.
I think we had planned for me to stay from Friday to I think Sunday or something, and then I had to extend.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you had
I
to
had to
extend
extend.
to
What was the
Monday.
reason? Yeah, there was a reason.
I don't remember what was the reason.
Because we discussed. We
Yeah.
discussed, and then he asked me, "What are you paying as your rent in
Yeah.
Toronto?" And then Toronto is very expensive,
Yeah.
not like Ottawa. And then
Yeah.
I don't have a job. I'm paying a huge rent.
Mhm.
Everything is expensive. And then we asked each other, to be honest, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing there?
You guys, let me tell you, this guy was on EI. He was on
Employment
EI,
insurance,
employment insurance, barely had anything in his bank account, and he is spending like 1K plus per month
Trust me.
on like just his
Basics.
basics. Like it just didn't make sense. Not even 1K. It was like one
It
two
was a
one
lot
something.
because
It was
the
a
rent
lot.
was almost
Yeah, it
and
was
food, 1,000.
it was a lot. Like I was just like, what are you doing there? And plus he even doesn't have a job. And plus we need to get to know more about each other. And so he decided
And then we decided, let's look for a place to rent.
you
This
guys, we are
spontaneity.
last minute people. Like
Yeah.
we just do things last minute. I don't know.
Yeah.
To be honest, we prayed about it and we decided if it's God's will, it will happen. If it's not God's will, we'll not find anything and we'll be whatever.
Yeah.
So I shared it again with my friend Nikki, and then she sent me some
some
amazing links, and we checked out we actually just checked out one place, right?
Yeah, we checked out one place.
We just
were
checked out
this
one
is
place,
the one.
and
we
the
loved
first
it.
place we checked out, it was the
Yeah.
one.
And the thing is, we got there and then that lady said, there are people coming to view this place, and this is a first come first serve. The one who pays the first
Is the one who
is the one who gets it. And the way rent is, you pay rent and you pay, I don't know, the deposit, right?
Yeah.
Which is double.
Yeah. So you pay, basically, if let's say you were supposed to pay 700, you pay 1,400 on the first deposit, because like it's first and last month's rent, just in case in this country you escape them, like have your money.
They have your money.
Yeah. They don't play games here.
And poor me, I didn't have a job. I barely had nothing in my account. So what we did, I told her, okay, she said that first come first serve. So can you please?
You didn't ask me.
I didn't ask you?
You didn't ask me.
I don't remember.
You didn't ask me. He forgot.
I don't remember.
So he didn't have the money, and then, to be honest, I didn't know this guy's bank state. Me, all I knew was that he was a huge spender. Like, that's all I knew. Because how can a guy who has lost his job buy a car when he has lost his job? That's when he decided to buy a car, okay? And then that's when he decided...
It's for mental health purposes.
Mental health purposes. He has... Oh, you guys, I don't even want to go into the details of the money, but he was having a phone bill, which could be like someone's grocery shopping. Like, I was just like, is this guy okay? And then on top of... Yes, baby, it was. And then someone's weekly, a single person, their weekly shopping, at least it could do that. Or bi-weekly. And then on top of that, his where he rented and everything, the money was just crazy. So for me, I thought, anyway, he may have something or whatever, right? But we're already planning to put our accounts together and everything like that. Guys, we moved fast. So then after, he's like, oh, you see, I don't have actually the money for the deposit. I was like, what? Funny. Anyway, I was like, okay, sure, I'll just send the money. And to him, that came as a shock, even though to me it was nothing.
Like, I've never seen this before. So she sent me the money, and then I paid the landlord, and then we got the keys. Yeah,
we got the keys. Actually, we have a picture of that. We'll probably insert it here. We were so happy.
And it's so interesting that I think it was like I was supposed to move the following week, because I was supposed to move into the place December 15th, because the person who was living there was moving out.
Yeah.
So I was like, the plan was to go back,
pack
everything and come back.
Yeah. So that happened, and there were also some things that he had to clear up back the other side. So I also had to send the money for that. But for me it was like, we already won. I remember, guys, me, from the point I said I love you, this was like my husband, even though not in an intimate way at all, but in other ways of, like, I was there to help him. I was his helpmeet. I was there to, substitute wherever I can, like, help him with everything that he needed, And so he cleared up everything he needed to clear up the other end, and he packed. That's it. So he went back like on Monday or a Tuesday.
I went back. It was a Monday or something. I think it was a Monday or something. And then I came back on Thursday. Like 3 days later.
And then he came.
And then I had to tell a few people that I'm leaving. And it was a shock to them.
Right? How did
So I remember even my friend, the one we had come with to Ottawa the first time, he had no idea.
Imagine Jeff, I stole up to today. Jeff is like,
he always reminds me. I know what he did. And the thing is, the first time when they said they were supposed, her and her friend, they were to come to Toronto to visit, and then we were to drive together, me, Jeff, and them. So that was a plan. So Jeff was like, oh man,
what happened to
plan for that trip so much, and now you're leaving.
To be honest, guys, it was last minute. It wasn't planned. When he came, we didn't think that, like, to be honest, our relationship was just so crazy that none of the things that happened was planned. We ourselves didn't know what was happening. So whenever my friend would be like, you guys are taking me on speed, that's what Nikki would always say. Up to today, she's like, you guys are just going too fast for me. But like, we don't even plan our lives. Even us, we just adapted to our life because
Yeah.
our life just moves so quickly,
Yeah.
and we kind of just had to go with the flow. As in, what do we do? If God is bringing things, we accept it, right?
Right.
And
those
yeah.
few days before I came, something happened
Yeah.
because you had to tell your
Yes,
parents.
yes, I was
remember?
going to talk about that. So before he came, I remember a friend of mine called and she was like, "Oh, I think it would be great if you tell your parents about this thing." And I had already had the conviction, and even I had read it in Adventist home, that it's great to tell your parents if it's something serious, and especially because this was like the first time I was ever with someone that we're going to be meeting and all of that, and I wanted my parents to be involved. But I was scared. You guys, we had
I really
never
tried
had
it.
that conversation in my life with my parents. But a guy, I remember, for my friends in Uganda, you even know, apart from my church friends who are like brothers, school friends, we used to say, boys are a taboo, please stay away. Like, that's what we used to say because, it was such a scary thing. But anyway, my parents had told me, when you reach university, it's okay. You can date, you can let us know. But still, African parents, the heart, the shock, you guys.
Yeah.
But I prayed and I said, God, please. And then I went and I told my mom first, even though Dad, you didn't know. Sorry. You're gonna find out in this video. And I told my mom, and then we planned out how to tell Dad. And I thought Dad was going to be mad or something. I don't know. I just thought I had my own things. And he actually took it so well.
This
He was
really
like,
ordained from
yes.
God.
And I told God, if, again, I asked for so many signs even in between. I was like, God, if this is from you, my parents will accept him with all their heart. This is the first guy I'm bringing to my parents. But if this is not from you, they will not want him, they will not like him, and everything like that.
Didn't you have those prayers that you're like, I hope they do, I hope they do? You didn't have it?
No, I just, because I knew that because I knew how much, how far God had brought us already. Like even him moving there, even him finding a house, all these things had happened to God's will. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go with the flow. And I went and I told my mom, and I thought she would be like, Bananke, you la la la. She was very calm. You know what's crazy, guys? Imagine we were 9 years apart. I was 19 and we were 20 what?
I was 28.
28.
Yeah, 28.
And when I told them I'm dating a guy that's 28, they were not shocked. It's like they expected even something older, like.
I guess they knew you were so mature.
And I was like, you're not bothered by this. She was like, no, I know that you're mature, so mature. You know, I know that like, so they kind of saw that coming. But yeah, I shared it with my mom. I remember my sister were there for moral support. Because my heart,
you guys called me after,
my heart was about to get out, and all my friends were like in the background together with James.
Were you in a Zoom?
Yeah, they were.
No,
on,
it was a call.
It was a WhatsApp call. They were all like praying. We prayed, I remember, together. All my friends. Shout out to you guys. Let me tell you, having Christian friends is the best.
Moral support,
yeah, so we prayed together and everything, and then after that, I remember my heart was about to get out of my body. Then they told Bon to hold her.
No, she doesn't.
Then we went and I told my mom. My mom took it well.
Like,
she was like, "Oh, so who is this guy?" Like, she was like, "Okay, great. I'm happy for you. We prayed and everything." And she was like, "Yeah, so when will we meet him and everything?" And I was like, "What? I didn't see this coming at all." I was like, "Okay." So one down, one more to go, Dad. And then afterwards, when Dad came, I also, we had like a family meeting, and then I also told him, and he was like, "Oh, okay, great. For me, as long, is he an Adventist? Is he this? Is he that?
It's the other guy who...
Yeah, no. And then afterwards, he was like, "Is he an Adventist? Is he this? Is he that?" I was like, "Yeah, he is." I was like, "How old is he? Okay. From which country? Kenya? Okay, great." Like they were just so chill. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I think I was even getting emotional. I didn't know. I was just like,
what just happened?
Yeah, and yeah, they were like, I think you know what to do, you know what not to do. all the best. Like we prayed, and it was a chill conversation, guys. That's all I remember. It was a very chill conversation, and it was really, really nice. And I knew that it was for sure from God. And obviously, I told them it was the guy whom they had. It was the guy whom they had met the other time, because remember he had come, and then they were like, then mom. But then I remember when mom was the one whom I first talked to, she was like, she kind of interviewed me like, are you sure you people were not dating before? And I was like, no, we just started dating recently. Yeah, but yeah, she was really happy. And on that Thursday when he came,
I was supposed to move.
yeah, they met him. They
had
talked.
dinner.
We had dinner. Oh, mom cooked special food. She welcomed him
That
like
day
a proper
really
in-law. Let's not go into that story. Let's not go. That's another story. It was his first time eating injera, and you know our culture as Ethiopians, they keep saying add. For him, he didn't know.
For me, I thought maybe this is how you feel when you eat this thing. It's not fullness, so I'm supposed to actually add.
He kept on adding until I told him, Jay, you know you don't have to add. Like, you know, you can say you're full. He was like, oh, okay. That's how obedient my husband is. He's such a wonderful person. My mom and him instantly became best friends. Dad and him also great friends.
Yeah.
Like, just know, he was their son more than I was their daughter. Like, to be honest, they loved him from day one. They still love him up to today. I don't know, like, I remember even dad sitting me down and telling me, I have seen so many guys, but this guy is such a great man. Like, up to today, dad has never mentioned even one single thing that is negative about James. Not even one. Like, even my mom, like, they love him to the moon and back, as they say nowadays. So yeah, like, so and that's how he kind of met my parents.
Yeah.
And then afterwards we continued the journey in love.
Yeah, we continued the journey in love, and where I had moved,
Yeah.
it was like I think it was almost 40 minutes drive.
Yeah.
30 something.
No, 25.
Oh, it was
You were in
25.
Orleans, yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah, it was 25, not 30. It was 25. Yeah. And I would come every single day to their home.
Yeah.
And you know, we used to spend time like the whole day together because
he was jobless.
I was jobless, right?
But let me tell you guys, that was one of the most, I'm not saying that jobless guys, but it was such a blessing to us because we got to spend quality time together. We got to build such a strong foundation that has helped us up to this day. We had conversations that I don't even know, like, that people even who are 30 years in marriage probably have not had.
Yeah.
Like, we had very deep conversations, like family background things, generational whatever. Like, we talked about everything. We had a joint bank account by then. Like, let me tell you guys, for us, we were ready for marriage.
We did
like,
a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we did ministry together.
We did. Oh, and from me doing Let's Talk alone to
because we were doing, like, she was doing Let's Talk, and when I was in Toronto, I used to join on Zoom. So now we were together.
And his friends used to join from Toronto, and they loved it as well. It was such a wonderful time. Honestly, we used to go for walks. So basically, most of like our time was at my mom's. Like when they are seeing us. So it's not like we went to secret places or did anything secretive. We used to go for drives and walks. That's like our outdoor thing, because even me and money spending anyway, did we even have money to spend? No.
Yeah.
So
we used to pack some food,
we go
drive
and have a picnic and go by the water and watch the sunset. That's like, we had such a wonderful time together. And what I can say is, from the time James left 3 years ago to go pick his things, we have never been separated, not even for a day. Not even for a day. Like, there is no 24 hours that have passed by without us seeing each other. That's how close we are. We are tight, okay?
Very tight.
We are very tight. I love you.
I love you too, babe.
We love each other so much. Like, I even get serious anxiety when he's not near me. Like, even for an hour. Like, yes, call me clingy. He's also clingy. Whatever. we love each other. We love each other's company. It's been 3 years and I want to be next to him every single day of our life.
Yeah, and I know some people say, oh, you need space. Oh, don't you need space from each other? No.
Not us.
Yeah, and people ask, what do you talk about and all that.
Oh my, there's a lot.
Yeah, we talk about a lot. Sometimes we just
keep quiet
and we do things.
We enjoy each other's
sit.
company. Yeah, like he's my bestiest friend. Second after Christ, he is my ultimate human. And you know, so there's no other person that I would love to spend more time than with him. And I know that we're gonna grow all together, still being this deep in love. So yeah, like I really love you.
I love you, babe.
You're amazing.
You too, babe.
Yeah, so for now we are going to cut this video here, and we hope that you guys have enjoyed our love story so far. So we have talked about basically how he ended up coming all the way from where? From Toronto all the way to Ottawa.
I ended up moving.
And he ended up moving. Like, that's how much love we have for each other. And we hope that this story blesses you. We hope that you enjoy. We hope that it touches your heart, and we hope that it gives you an encouragement. Is there anything more that you want to say?
Yeah, I hope you are encouraged by this. You know, like, God can write your story.
Yeah.
And you may have, you know, spent a lot of time alone. You want someone like a life partner.
Yeah.
I was there. So God can change your story.
We hope that encourages you, and that is it for today. Stay tuned next Sunday for more amazing videos. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.